Well, it's NAB 2019 and I am at the Blackmagic stand, and we've got a lot to talk about here at NAB this time with Blackmagic. In this particular instance, we're going to be talking about the amazing new DaVinci Resolve version 16 that's just been released, and the man who's going to tell us about it is Simon. Hi, Simon.
Hi, John. Nice to see you again.
And you. Well, here it is. Let's just go for it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I think, Luke, people now have an expectation that when Blackmagic come to NAB, there's going to be a new version of Resolve, and yeah, absolutely, Resolve 16 is here. We're showing it on the booth here at the show. The major, I guess the most significant thing that we've done with DaVinci Resolve 16 is we're offering a brand new way of editing. Now, obviously people are familiar with the fact that over the last couple of years, we've massively enhanced the editing capabilities of DaVinci Resolve. And this is our traditional edit page that people are familiar with. One of the things that happens though, John, is as you add more features, as you keep loading new things in there, the disadvantage of that is that you almost slow down that process, and I think a lot of users are familiar with the fact that they ended up sort of scrolling in and out of timelines so that they could get to the position they wanted to be at, and they could become sort of frame accurate to start trimming and all those different things. Things that were slowing down that edit process until now. Because the edit page is still going to exist in Resolve. We've not touched that. That's still there if people want to edit that way. But we now have a brand new cut page. Now this is all about speed, and one of the things that you notice, well, a couple of things, in addition to the normal icon view which people are familiar with, or they can list the clips, we now offer a clip view which allows you to scroll through those clips and sort of play through them so that you can see where you are within the clips. We also offer the source tape view where you can see all of those clips assembled side by side, and the analogy here is it's like using a source tape. It's like scrolling through a deck so you can find the B-roll that you're looking for on the entire tape. So they're all new things that we've added. Other things that are changed about this and the new cut page is that you'll see it uses a dual timeline. So the timeline at the top is end to end of your entire project. You're seeing the whole project there. And I can move within that whole project by simply moving the playhead from start to end, and I'm using the mouse here in order to do that. And as I'm doing that, you see that the bottom timeline changes, which gives you a zoomed in view of where you are in the project. So that's great. There was no scrolling back in and out of that timeline to expand it out and decrease it in order to see where I was. That in itself is a major, major change in terms of how fast you can work. These two timelines are both usable. They're both interactive, so I can pick something up off this top timeline and I can move it further down the edit, or equally, I can then go into this bottom timeline and start to use my trim tools. So literally, you will see, yeah, and as I move through anything and I change anything, what will update at the bottom is taking me to the point that I am on that project, which is absolutely fantastic. Of course, then we see something else with the new cut page, and we've added some hardware to this process. So we've got the DaVinci Resolve editor keyboard, which is going to allow you to do all the things I was just showing you with the keyboard, which is the fastest way that you can work. So with both hands, with two-handed operation, on the left-hand side, I can mark in and out. I've got my edit function keys on the left-hand side. I've also got my trim modes on the left-hand side. So I could go here, for instance, and I could go, right, well, I want to, you can see this sort of on the application where I'm rippling there and moving that clip out. I can do all of those things with two-handed operation. On the right-hand side of this keyboard, you've got the search dial. This is the electronic clutch, which allows me to shuttle, so I can shuttle through my project. It's only a short project, so it's pretty quick to do it. Or I can go back and jog for frame accurate positioning on the timeline, or I can scroll through the entire project. And it just means that, you know, you're restricting your need to use the mouse. You're operating everything with two hands, and anybody that's old enough like me to remember the linear edit process knows that there's no quicker way of being able to edit. So that's the new cut page in DaVinci Resolve 16.
Fantastic, Simon. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions about availability in a minute. In the meantime, have a quick look at this. So we're back here at the Blackmagic stand, and we're looking at the new DaVinci Resolve 16 and the new DaVinci Resolve editor keyboard with Simon. Simon, you've given us a great overview. Now, there's something special about DaVinci which some people may not realize, but how do we get hold of this software?
Well, the great thing is it's free. You can download DaVinci and start work on it today for free from the blackmagicdesign.com website. There's a paid version too, which adds increased performance. So if you want to do things like noise reduction, you want to work collaboratively in a larger facility, then that comes with the paid version. But as a user, you can dive into DaVinci Resolve today for free as a download. We have the DaVinci Resolve 16 public beta up available on our website right now. It is a public beta because obviously with all these brand new tools within the cut page, essentially we want that feedback. We want feedback from the users that install it and try to work with it on projects. We want to know what they'd like to see within it. Not really about adding more in it, because that would defeat the object of the whole cut page, but we absolutely want their feedback as to how they're using it. So you can do that today. Yep. That's as available as a download today. The DaVinci Resolve editor keyboard that we're showing, that's going to ship in August of this year, and that's $995 US, so just short of $1,000.
Simon, thank you very much. Now, obviously, people can come and see you here at NAB, but if they want to get hold of the free version of DaVinci Resolve and they want to find out more about any of your kit, is there a website they can go to?
Yeah, go to the website at blackmagicdesign.com.
Thank you, Simon. There you go. You want to find out more and get yourself a copy of the new DaVinci Resolve 16 public beta, go to the website and have a look. For more from us here at NAB 2019, don't forget to check out our website, KITPLUS.com.